How's it going, people? Right, so I've done about 4 videos today, but I don't know. All I can say to you guys is I can't. I just literally cannot do any more videos. I can't do any more. But guess what? I have come up to 700 days of the normality. I have managed to do 700 days really of no masturbation. I can't really say no porn because, like I said already, if we're really going down that route, then my friends were sending me porn clips. So this is why I say to people that don't be too hard on yourself and don't, live in the real world here, yeah? Calm yourself down and live in the real world. My friend sent me certain clips sometimes, unsuspecting clips where, it starts off as a woman sitting down and all of a sudden she flashes or whatever. So that could be classed as porn, But in the beginning, really, 3 months into it, like I said, I met a woman. She was kind of sit testing me and things like that, and I found myself edging back to it. So yes, I have, even throughout the 2 years, if we put it all into one time period, one length in time, then I probably have watched, maybe within the coming up to 2 years, I probably watched about, I'd say about 25 minutes of an actual footage, 25 minutes of pornography, really, obviously in different clips, different scenes and things like that, about 25 minutes of it, and I probably watched about 2.5 hours or maybe cam over the 2 years, again little, but I haven't masturbated, and to me that's what's important to me. I haven't masturbated. I want to clear this up for you, just in case you're listening diligently to what I'm saying. I would have failed every time I went back to a cam site or I went back to pornography. I would have failed. It's because I had a friend with benefit, and when I was sexually frustrated or maybe had blue balls, I was able to have sex. Okay, otherwise I would have failed. To people out there that are on a whole religious thing, yeah, I can't, my videos aren't for you, to be honest with you. They aren't for you. Some people said, oh yeah, but you put the term fornication in your title on your videos. You're right, I did, because, and this goes back to the whole Nofap thing. The reason why I put the whole fornication in it, because I said in the beginning videos that I didn't want to use the term masturbate. I didn't want to say, oh, masturbate. I didn't want to use that term. I thought it was like a trigger term. So I said, like, let me think of a word, alternative word to that. Let me use the word fornication. And I started using the word fornication. So that's basically how I started using it. That's how I started using it. But it was kind of attracting the wrong kind of people, because it was attracting more hardcore religious people that don't believe in sex before marriage, marriage before sex. Sorry, that don't believe in sex. Guys, I'm losing brain fog here. That don't believe in sex before marriage. Okay. I'm attracting those kind of people, and some of them are thinking, what's going on here? This guy is suddenly he's calling himself perfection, and he's talking about it's okay to have sex with women outside of marriage and things like that. No, I used the word fornication because I didn't want to use the term masturbate. That's why. But I am a realist, and I don't believe it's as easy as like some people in certain religions believe, that you just wake up the next day and you suddenly stop watching porn, and you suddenly stop masturbating, and you suddenly stop lusting over women. It just happens overnight. You just get on with it, I don't believe it's as simple as that. The same way I don't believe that there are certain people out there that are homosexual that they just wake up the next day and they're no longer homosexual. I think that my whole thing is trying to break it down scientifically, or not even scientifically, theoretically, and trying to figure out ways which make sense and which make it easier to come off without being fake, because there's a lot of people out there putting videos out there and their videos are fake. Basically, it's as simple as that. I think it's a struggle, really, and I wanna kind of empathize with these people, because I think it's a struggle when you're doing 4 or 5 years of no porn video, okay, or 4 or 5 years. Let's say that word, 4 or 5 years of a Nofap video. You're doing 4 or 5 years of that, man. Like, really, like, no, 4 or 5 years. I'm on YouTube and I'm doing 4 or 5 years of video about people watching porn or not watching porn. That just doesn't even sound right, guys. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. What it sounds like, really, it sounds to me really like either A, you want a large amount of traffic because you realize you've got something here. It's a topic that's generating traffic. Maybe you've gone from a nobody in your life to now a somebody. People are actually starting to take notice of you and you're liking it. You like that. You want to hold on to that. So you're doing it because you want a bit of attention. Or B, you're selling out. You're selling out. Maybe you might be doing it for revenue, because I can't talk about porn for 4 or 5 years, guys. I can't do that. I can't talk about it for 4 or 5 years. But if it was the latter two things that I mentioned, then it makes sense how I can do that. It makes perfect sense how I can do it. Right, so where are we going with this? I don't mind the fact that when I started to move off of, and I said this in the other videos, that when I moved off of the Nofap, I lost a lot of, it was gaining pace, and then all of a sudden, the minute I came off of it, it started to decrease and blah blah blah. I don't mind that, because like I said, the same person I am online is the same person I am offline. I don't try to, I've never gone out my way to impress people. I'm just being myself. I've always been myself, and I'm not too concerned about numbers. And I said to a girl the other day, I do it for the love. I don't do it for the likes. I'm not going out my way to impress people. That I don't know. I don't know these people. Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty much it. It's I'm not going out my way to impress people I pretty much don't know. I'm on here and I'm saying these things because these are the same things that I'm saying offline, and I'm standing by them. And I think some people, when they're doing these videos, it's almost like I can understand it. It's what do they call it? Self-help, self-therapy. I can understand it. Some of my videos are me expressing my hardships of life and things like that. And I think some people feel that I've trampled on their toes, you know, by exposing them or whatever. Have I trampled on their toes? No, not really. But funny, you know, this is one thing I will say, is that there's only really one of my videos that one of my videos that I done because I'd seen somebody else do a video on it, and that's only one video. And again, I would even be going too far to say I copied my video from somebody else's, you know. I'd be going too far to say that. But that was the bisexual, straight versus bisexual part 2. Some people could say, oh look, but you mentioned that you did this video because you saw a person. No, that's not why I done the video. I did the video because when I was on a site called Tagged, or a site called High Five, there was certain homosexual men that were coming through, and I'd make it, and they can see on my profile that it says straight, and they will still continue to send me messages. And some of them, when I actually gave them 5 seconds of my time and said, listen, I've just explained, why are you sending me a message? I've just explained that I'm straight. Why are you still sending me messages? They didn't get they didn't understand it. They said, no, you're gay and you're this. And so I can't really say that any of my videos I've copied from somebody else. All of my videos are original, all of them. I haven't gone onto someone's page and said, oh, let me sell myself out here and let me kind of copy that. Maybe that might generate a bit of interest. I might get a couple of more subscribers, and I might be able to earn maybe a little bit more money from my page views, and that's never happened. That's never happened, guys. Right, so what else is there to say? Right, so we've come to 700 days of this whole thing. It's been tough. It has been a tough journey, but the biggest thing to take from it, guys, is that just be careful. Just be careful when you're getting out there and you're investing too much energy into women. To be honest with you, I haven't been investing too much energy into them, but I had one that was she was persistent, and she never turned around and even told me she liked me. But which was fine, that's cool, you don't like me or whatever. But when I kind of said, alright then, fair enough, numbers deleted, I'll move on in my life. A week later, I'm getting a phone call. Hello, it's me. Okay. What the hell? And then it was the same cycle again. So she was just purposely trying to tuck me, and I want guys to be very much aware that there are women out there, and if you jump in that kind of dating pool too early, you will fail 100%. I'm not saying that I agree with the whole monk mode and things like that. I don't agree with it. And let me reiterate again, when people are saying, oh, you should, just like MGTOW, you're trying to tell people that they should focus their energy on women and everything else. I'm not saying to you should focus your energy on women. What I'm saying to you is the opposite, is don't ignore women. I'm not saying focus all your energy on them. Obviously focus your energy on success, on doing blah blah blah, but don't don't start ignoring women. And don't start bashing them if you've never really had an interaction with them. This is something that me and this other guy discussed on my incel versus MGTOW video. Don't bash them if you've never really had an interaction with them. At least gain a bit of experience, and then come on YouTube and then say your frustration. I've had this experience, I've had that experience, I've dated her for this amount of time. But don't be bashing them if you've never really had that experience as well, because that's very important. All you're doing then really is you're copying hatred from somebody else. Everything I've talked about on my page, I've lived it. It's as simple as that. I've lived it, I've been through it, and I've experienced it. And I'm totally honest about what I say. The last thing I want to say, actually, and that will be on the subject of this is the video I already done before, and I ended up deleting it, but it was the feminization of the black male. But let's forget about the feminization of the black male. Let's talk about, just say, men in general, especially ones that are made to feel like they always have to be this hard rock of a man, and they can't afford to bleed blood. Men don't bleed, and men don't cry, and all those kind of things. All I want to say is that, like I've always preached in my videos, it's never about what we say, it's always about what we do. Even though I took the mickey out of Michael Jackson in one of his videos, the right of it is, Michael Jackson, I believe, someone told me, I need to check it for myself, was in the Guinness Book of World Records for having given the most charity to children. So even though Michael Jackson was slightly effeminate by definition, he done the most. So forget about the whole he didn't have bulging muscles and 8-packs and all that kind of stuff. Michael Jackson more of a man than 99 out of 100 men that I've met, because it's never about what we say, it's always about what we do. What else would I say? And apart from that, to be honest with you, there's a lot of people on there that must think that I go out my way to look at their channels and things like that. All of the channels that I've watched on YouTube have been of underdogs. If I'm watching a Nofap video or whatever, it's been of an underdog. It hasn't been of the big guys. because I think the big guys really have sold out. It's been on the underdog guys, and I like to see them progress. And like I said, I admire the guys that are positive. You know, if you watch my what was it? Something about, was it Smiling? Was it Smiling? The nice guy versus being good versus selling out. I appreciate it. I love positive energy. I'm never a destroyer of it. But yeah. So you know, I'm all for them, but I'm also for being real as well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. You'll see me well in a bit. Take care. Peace.